Hello friends, welcome to C Sharp Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. Now you are watching part 2 of the sub-series timer and timer callback. In this video we will talk about this example. So in the previous video we learned about the timer class and timer callback function and what the timer callback function will expect. We also talked about how the callback will be executed on a thread pool. We already talked about thread pool in the previous sub-series. Anyhow, here we have given you a quick overview of how a overlap can happen based on the execution time and periodic interval which you specify to the timer routine. Say for example, here we will start the timer routine when you make a call to or when you click this start button. So during the form load itself, we will construct our timer class with all 4 parameters. During the construction time, we will specify due time as infinite as well as period also infinite. That means when form loads, timer will be ready, but its a timer routine will not get invoked. Then when you make a call to start method, the timer routine will begin based on what you specify on these 2 text boxes. When you click the stop button, the timer routine will end. Say for example, here we specify timer frequency as 1000 and execution time as 500. Once you click start, we will mimic the timer routine to run for 500 milliseconds. Then the routine will get called periodically for every 1 second. Thousand millisecond means 1 second, right? So the routine will get called for every 1 second. So that's what we will mimic here, and in the process we will also study how thread pool and thread come into picture. Here if you see timer frequency 1000, every 1 second there will be a task queue that get filled by means of a timer routine. So every 1000 millisecond, or for simplicity reason you can even call it as every 1 second. 1000 millisecond, instead of that we can write 1 second. So every 1 second the queue will get filled, and we know that. So here the timer class of our threading timer will push the timer callback into the thread pool, and the thread pool will see this as a task, and it will pick that and executes it. So when execution time exceeds the period, so here 1000, right? Suppose if you specify 2500, that means before finishing the task, other task will get entered here. That means we will see how the thread pool will get engaged here. For example, let's state this is the execution time, and this is how the task is added to the queue. And if you see the overlap period, this is a overlap period, and if I put a cut mark here, if thread T1 is executing this one, T1 will be free after this, right? T1 will be free, returned to the thread pool. Similarly, T2 will be free. So T1 can now execute this or this or this one. So that's how the thread pool will work. Once we go to the example, and when we are executing it, you can clearly see that. So that's what we are going to experiment on this example. Now let's go to the form design demo. So here, if you see, we have the example, we have a label. This is a label, all our normal label control, and this is the text box. We named it as a txt period. So to start timer component, we need a period, right? That you can specify here. Then execution time txt delay, this one we mimic it as how much time the routine will take. Then we have a start and stop command buttons, cmd start and cmd stop. So you can either design this form or you can download the form design template from the video description, and you can convert it to your Visual Studio IDE. So if you are using 2005 or later IDE, you can easily convert the project. Or if you have even more older version like 2002 or 2003, then you can use these control names when you are designing the form. So just now you saw the demo. Thank you for watching. Bye.